Hey, if you ever wanted to make thumbnails using ChatGPT, as you may have heard, the new ChatGPT has the ability to create images, and it's vastly better than what it has been in the past. But today I thought I'd share a little bit of an experiment that I've been doing to try and work out whether I can actually create thumbnails with it or whether it's going to drive me nuts, rather than creating the thumbnails manually using Canva, which I normally do. So let's have a look at what I've tried. Maybe you'll learn something from this, but the ChatGPT ability to create images is very powerful, but it's not perfect and there's a lot to be learned. And as you'll discover, there's some wait time involved too. So let's get into it. So what I asked it to do is create an image with a catchier title for a YouTube video, make a thumbnail for me that catches attention using my face from the image. Now, obviously this is not my exact face. This is an avatar face. And I made the mistake, of course, that I forgot to put the title in. That happens. So it spat out this image. But of course, the problem with that image is, yes, it is a thumbnail, but it's not a YouTube thumbnail because YouTube thumbnails are 16:9 ratio rather than being a square like a normal thumbnail. So I fixed myself up and said, it's not shaped like a YouTube thumbnail. So it did it again and it did the same thing. So this is interesting. It didn't know what shape a YouTube thumbnail was. So first learning lesson was right there. So I said, redo it in 16:9 format using the words 50 plus marketing pieces of content in just 11 minutes, which was my last video that I did using ChatGPT. So it did that and it came up with a very boring thumbnail, which, okay, fair enough. I haven't asked it to get creative. I haven't done too much, but I thought there's so much information out there on creating thumbnails that I'd see what ChatGPT already knew, rather than prompting it or giving it directions. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that it's cut off on the left-hand edge. And this is something you'll see come back as we go further down here because it's driving me nuts, quite frankly. So I asked it the second time to do it with a clickbait title based on the 50 plus marketing pieces. And it came up with create content fast, which yes, it is clickbaity, but probably not too imaginative, given that ChatGPT has really good ways of making clickbait titles and doing things like that if you just ask it to create those. Not as part of an image, but just generally speaking. Actually comes up with some really good titles for videos. Again, bit disappointed, but you're pushing the boundaries here. Nothing's going to come out perfectly. So this time, what I did was I grabbed a screenshot of another thumbnail and I put YouTube thumbnail in 16:9 format, come up with a clickbait title based on that, use uploaded example and my face from the original image. So I just gave it a rough thumbnail to look at. I didn't pick anyone in particular. I just did a screenshot of this one because I thought it's related to the topic. And here's where I hit the first hurdle. And this hurdle was I wasn't able to create content. And I tried again and there's a cooldown period. So it appears there's about a 3-minute wait before it can go again. So I had to wait and this time it ran and you can see it's pretty well copied what it sees there. But it's put my face in there. So not too bad. We've got rid of the other person. We've created a similar style of image, but again, look at the left-hand edge. We've lost our border and it's cut off. So we're missing probably 20 to 30 pixels of this image. And if I click on it, it's still missing. So it's not like it's just the way you're seeing it on the screen. So I thought I'll just tell it to adjust that. Adjust it as 20 pixel border around the image and the edge of the thumbnail. It did do that. It gave me my 20 pixel border, but still cut off. So that didn't solve the problem. I added a 20 pixel border to the left-hand edge. Yep, no different. Same problem persisting. And then I thought, okay, can you come up with a more original thumbnail for my video? Now, this is where I made a mistake. I forgot to click the button down the bottom here that actually says create image. Because I didn't click that option, it didn't create an image. But what it did do is actually gave me a thumbnail concept and a description. I thought, hey, you've given me that. So I clicked create image, create that thumbnail concept. And this is what it came back with. Now, I love this googly eyes is great. I think this is much better. And I think the fact that it was able to create the concept and then make the image from the concept and it already had some examples from that earlier thumbnail I gave it. This one is actually pretty good, I think, for a first time. But of course, we're cut off. So still can't get the left-hand edge to show up. I asked it, why is the left-hand side of the image cut off? It says, great question. It's cut off because generation tool sometimes doesn't fully center or space visual. It tries to fill the frame and can push the parts of the frame too close to the edge. How come it doesn't do it on that side? We can ask that by asking specifically for a 20/30 margin on all sides. Now, I did ask for that. It said, did you want me to regenerate it? And it did. And it gave me a slightly different version, different eyes. But yeah, it didn't fix the problem. So very frustrating. Now, I think it's definitely getting there. And I think if you give it a right description rather than just saying, make me a thumbnail, it knows how to make a thumbnail when it looks back at its own concept that it had here. It's got bright burst star effect, chaotic whirlwind of content icons, digital stopwatch showing 11 minutes ticking down, my face, exaggerated eye graphics, deep purple and neon teal. We've got all of those elements here. It definitely did what it said it wanted to do. So maybe if you're going to try this, get it to come up with this thumbnail concept first, then get it to create your thumbnail. So I know this is a little bit funny for a video, but I just thought it was really interesting and I thought it was a learning lesson so that you can see how you might be able to do it better than how I did it. I'll catch you in the next video.